want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world when the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA? Almost 40 years later? How did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like? Especially from space when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
Not really. I mean, they had globes. Wait, she said globes didn't exist?
Picture of the world? When the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA? Almost 40 years later? How did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like? Especially from space when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
We had globes. I'm pretty sure we had globes.
Has Kanye West been cloned? If you've been on
What's all that movement back there?
for all of 5 seconds, you've probably heard this Kanye West conspiracy theory stating that the rapper has actually been replaced with a clone. But where does the conspiracy come from? The answer, surprisingly, is that it originates from Kanye West himself. West is no stranger to controversy or sometimes off-the-wall remarks, and this recent freestyle of his is no exception. But that's not all. People have taken to social media with height comparisons of Kanye and various celebrities before and after the supposed cloning took place. West's height is 5'8", and here he is with his former wife, Kim Kardashian, who is 5'2". West's new wife, Bianca Censori, is purportedly only 1 inch shorter than him at 5'7", but there are multiple photographs showing Censori who looks much shorter than West wearing heels, even while he's more or less barefoot. But the rumors don't end there. West's general appearance and strange new habit of wearing upper body padding has sparked some unusual headlines along with his strange new fashion choices. And the rapper himself keeps making strange allusions to other celebrities and various pop culture conspiracy theories.
Do you know the first time I ever took medication where I was? Because I got mad at paparazzi.
I'm so sorry.
You know what paparazzi was?
No.
The same one that shot Britney.
Oh.
We ain't going nowhere, baby.
You've been here for years.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying?
West and Censori also made headlines after West's recent attack on the brand Balenciaga for its recent highly controversial and incredibly shady ad campaign, only to show up shopping at a Balenciaga store. Definitely an unusual 180 to make after coming out so hard against the brand. So, is all this just West's attempt to stay in the headlines or something more sinister? I'll let you be the judge, but I'd love to know what you think. Is Kanye West a clone, or is this all just one big publicity stunt?
Alright, so hear me out. A long time I really didn't know how I felt about this whole clone thing. For the most part, nah, probably not. But if the thing about his new wife being 5'7" is true, and he is walking out here barefoot, interesting. However, did you know this? Did you know that Iron Man, like Robert Downey Jr., wore fake feet and fake legs for certain scenes in the movie? Did you know that Captain America wore fake feet for the movie? This is the same Hollywood. Could be possible that's a thing. Now the Balenciaga thing, I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't explain that one. If that's true that he just randomly started going back to Balenciaga, I don't know what to tell you, my boy. But let us continue.
Me for telling you this. Moving on to the end of our list here, we have the Rothschild Rockefellers. This refers to the two most powerful and richest families in the world. Starting off with the Rothschilds, which was 5 brothers that basically own and control the banking in all of Europe. Through this, they amassed a fortune. and since then have funded major military efforts, bailed out banks and even governments, and basically have their companies and hand in almost every country across the world. On the other side in America, we have the Rockefellers, who amassed their fortune through industrialization and the monopolization of the oil company. With this money, they were able to fund such projects like the atomic bomb, the invention of nuclear weapons, and even had a major role in funding and creating the UN. The actual net worth of both these families is unknown, but it could be anywhere from 500 billion upwards to the trillions. And the theory here is that they control everything, from what you hear, to the money you receive, to the systems put in order that you follow. And of course, guys, with a lot of money comes a lot of power. But power leads to dangerous situations. And even though this is theory, revealing this information could be very dangerous because...
Not gonna lie, that almost jump scared. That kind of jump scared me a little bit. But that's not a theory. That is not a theory. I need y'all to understand. Your news media is not your news media. It's propaganda. This is something that a lot of people here already understand. And by the way, I'm not just talking about Fox, right? Because I used to be one of those people. I'm talking about all of it. They all take things through a filter, and then that filter feeds you the information that it believes you need or want to know for any given situation. But make no mistake, this country and this world has owners. You ain't one of them. That's just strange if it's real. In the Bible, Adam and Eve ate the apple, the forbidden fruit, before the fall of mankind, and now everyone's carrying around a device with a bitten apple on the back. This is true.
Andrew Dawson filmed what he claimed was a giant on top of a mountain in Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada. In the following days, he tried to get closer to find and film the creature, but in the process claimed to be stopped, harassed, followed, and stalked by the CIA. He then stops posting videos for over a month, and when he returns, uploads an update video that is extremely strange, and viewers pointed out that it seemed like it was forced. His next video that he uploads would be his last, because a month and a half later, sadly, tragedy struck. That's a brief overview of this strange saga. I just uploaded a full-length video documenting this on my YouTube channel.
Okay guys, I just found something out and it's blowing my mind. Some of you may already...
So I remember that story. I feel like there might be some truth to it. But if I remember correctly, they said he's dead, but they don't really know if he is. Like, I don't really know if anybody reached out to the family to really confirm like that, you know? But still, shaky.
I already know this, so don't come in the comments like, you didn't know that? No, I didn't. You know why? Because I live in the United States of America, where we have been brainwashed and not been taught about real history. Okay, if you guys go to the first video on this playlist, the simulation, I filmed it on January 11th, 2021. And it was showing how all of the times were different on every clock, every digital clock. My boyfriend at the time was working. He had like 3 computers in front of him. They all said different times. His phone said a different time. He came upstairs to show me my phone said a different time. All the times were messed up. In my comments, people were like, what about analog clocks? As you can see, I have analog clocks. So I went to check those and those were off too. So I was like, there's been a weird shift in the universe because the ball also didn't drop on time at the New York ball. It was like a minute late or something. I was like, we've definitely shifted dimensions. Something's going on. Look at this. I recently came across a video talking about how the calendar is supposed to have 13 months, but the Gregorian calendar changed it, which is the calendar we follow today. So I see this comment, come to Ethiopia, you will see what you are saying. We have 13 months within a year. So someone commented, Right now, we're in 2014, year of Mercury. Today's date is Thursday, the 22nd of March, 2014. Our new year is on the 1st of September. And I was like, wait, they're living in 2014 and we're living in 2022? Is that why they say that all time is simultaneous, like past, present, and future? We're all living in it at once? But then I saw this comment. So if we're in 2014, according to your calendar, 2020 Gregorian calendar corresponds to 2012 your calendar, when the truth started to come out and people woke. So the Mayans were right. COVID really put everyone in 2020. Using your calendar, that means that the year 2012 was the end of the world. Mind blown. Okay, so of course I had to look up when our calendar started. It was in 1582. Ethiopian calendar started around AD 400. So they are obviously way more correct than we are. How many years did we lose switching to the Gregorian calendar? 8 years. We're lost in translation when the switch to the Gregorian calendar was made to the 15th century. And if you guys remember, the Mayan calendar says that the end of the world would be on December 21st, 2012. And even according to the Julian calendar, that would be on January 21st, 2020, when COVID was at its peak. So I'm freaking out in the middle of the night, and I message my dear friend JK Ultra Jen. If you guys aren't following her, please go follow her, who's super into all this stuff. And I was like, girl, I'm sure you know this, but did you know this? And her and I are both freaking out because we didn't know this. So she goes and converts what day is December 21st, 2012 in the Ethiopian calendar. What does it calculate to us? December 31st, 2019. So the last day of the world, according to the Mayan calendar, was on December 21st, 2012, if we had kept up with the original calendar. But because we switched it, it was December 31st, 2019. So in 2020, the new world started. So we have already shifted into a new dimension. And this is why everything is so different. This makes so much sense. Are you guys freaking out? Because I'm freaking out.
I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of tinfoil hattery. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna currently go and do a whole bunch of research to make sure that interesting. But what y'all think, man? Y'all think we're in a different universe? Some of y'all in a different universe. If you watching this from a different universe, yo, what is it like where you at? It's crazy in mine. It's crazy in mine. Look, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.